Hello everyone, this is Sam Alexander at the Sarver Tennis Center. Here along me today we have Coach Steve, Coach Phil, and Coach Chuck. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about the one-handed backhand.
Initially, your first movement should be your shoulder turn. You can get your shoulder pointing towards wherever your target is. That's going to enable you to get in that position where you can get your front foot and your weight going forward. So it's going to make everything more efficient and make that backhand nice and smooth when they go to swing.
One thing that's really important for the one-handed backhand is making sure that you have a strong weight on the front leg. A lot about the one-hander is getting the shoulder into it. So just make sure you have the weight transfer right as you're setting up, you're waiting, you've got this big take back. Make sure you have that weight really strong and heavy on that front leg. It's going to give you a lot more stability in the shot and a lot more support when you're hitting the ball.
On the shoulder turn, start to make that swing. Try to get that right arm a little bit straighter. As you start to step out, use your arm as a rising socket rather than a hinging socket. Let that arm come straight up. Try to see under the archway. Let your opponent see your armpit at the end. Don't want to pull across too soon.
So everybody's talked a little about the beginning and the middle of the swing. I'm going to talk about the finish of the swing. One of my favorite tips is the Roger Federer tip, which is at the finish of that swing, finish showing your butt out. And as you do that, that's going to force that racket head to accelerate up through that hitting zone versus just pushing through it.
So just as a nice self-practice, if you are wanting to work on your one-hander, pressing the ball up against the wall, make sure you feel really strong in the wrist, and then just working on kind of slowly moving the ball up and down with the idea of having your weight as forward as possible as you're playing. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you guys learned a couple things there. A couple things on our end just to look out for. We have new leagues that are starting up for both men, women, and also mixed or ladder leagues. So check those out on the weekday evenings. As a long-term picture, we've got the Maccabi Games coming up. We're still looking for some great Jewish young athletes to represent us. We look forward to having you there if you can join us, and spread the word on that if you know any players that could be a part of the Tucson JCC for the upcoming Maccabi Games.